spent in a miserable way.
U.S. News: Russia's playbook for social media disinformation has gone global. The New York Times. By N. Russia created a playbook for spreading disinformation on social media. Now the rest of the Twitter said on Thursday that countries including Bangladesh and Venezuela had been using social media to disseminate government talking points, while Facebook detailed a broad Iranian disinformation campaign that touched on everything from the conflict in Syria to conspiracy theories about the September the 11th attacks. The campaigns tied to various governments as well as privately held accounts in the United States followed a pattern similar to Russian disinformation efforts before and after the 2016 presidential election. Millions of people. The global spread of social media disinformation comes in a year when major elections are set to take place in countries including India and Ukraine. Last year, elections are coming up around the world, and our goal is to protect their integrity to the best of our ability and to take the learnings from each with us, said Carlos Monge Jr., Twitter's Director of Public Policy in the United States and Canada. Twitter also described a spike in domestic disinformation, or Americans targeting fellow Americans with false or misleading information. In the United States last year, most of the false content on its site came from within the country itself, Twitter said. Many of the misleading Twitter users posted 99 million tweets about the midterms, more than the social media company has observed during any prior election, Mr. Monge said. The company said it was still finding new suspicious activity by Russians, and that it had found and removed 418 accounts linked to Russia between last October and December. Previously, the 418 new accounts linked to Russia mimicked the behavior of the 3,843 accounts that were run by the IRA. Yoel Roth. Though Twitter and Facebook announced their findings separately, the companies both under pressure to crack down on disinformation on their services collaborated on the investigation. The most successful and ambitious of the disinformation efforts detailed on Thursday was believed to be an Iranian-led campaign that used Facebook and Twitter to reach millions of people across dozens of countries. The Iranian campaign had sought to sway public discourse in countries across the Middle East, Europe and Asia, Twitter and Facebook said. Some of the Facebook's investigation focused on pages tied to Iran that in some cases were nearly 9 years old. The page administered the Iranian effort had a number of goals, according to the Atlantic Council's DSR Lab, which studies disinformation. The Facebook page.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.